switching to a plant-based diet. You think you've got everything right. But are you sure you've avoided everything non-vegan? Foods that seem harmless, like canned soup, refried beans, or tortillas, might actually contain a sneaky intruder: lard. Have you unknowingly eaten it? Let's explore these foods and see if they're truly safe for your plant-based lifestyle. 1. Gelatin. A jiggly dessert or a vegetarian dilemma? Picture this. You're enjoying a smooth, shimmering piece of jelly, cool and silky as it melts in your mouth. You think, wow, delicious, must be plant-based, right? But hold up. Are you sure you didn't just nibble on a former oink oink friend? Sounds gross? Well, that's exactly what might be happening if you're eating something called gelatin, a common gelling agent hiding in everything from your favorite Jell-O to gummy candies, yogurt, and even vitamins or skincare masks. Gelatin is a byproduct made by boiling down animal parts like skin, bones, ligaments, and cartilage, mostly from pigs and cows. This process extracts collagen, which is then refined into a powder or sheet form that dissolves in liquids and solidifies when cooled. In other words, you're basically eating upcycled animal interior in a soft, glossy form. Imagine telling a vegetarian, it's a meat-free dessert, just made from cow bones and pig skin. You can bet that jelly's going to get spit out across the table. What's even more unsettling is that gelatin doesn't only appear in obvious places like Jell-O and candy. It sneaks into all kinds of unexpected products. Fruit yogurt, for that smooth, non-watery texture, mousse cakes, to keep them upright, marshmallows, for chewiness, capsule pills, to dissolve easily in your stomach, and even cosmetics like peel-off collagen masks and moisturizers. Which means, even if you avoid meat, you might still be getting molecular cozy with a pig. Pop quiz. Which of the following contains gelatin? A. Gummy bears. B. Supplements. C. Collagen masks. D. All of the above. Bad news. It's D, and honestly, probably more. For vegetarians, especially vegans, gelatin poses a clear ethical challenge. Many choose this lifestyle to reject harming, exploiting, or killing animals. Since gelatin is made directly from slaughtered animals, it becomes a sort of traitor at the dinner table. Some longtime vegetarians are genuinely shocked when they discover their favorite foods secretly contain gelatin. It's like dating your dream partner and later finding out they used to be a butcher. At its core, gelatin is a slaughter product. Even as a byproduct, it supports the supply chain of the meat industry, making many vegetarians feel betrayed by that once beloved shimmering dessert. The good news? Gelatin has some impressive plant-based rivals. One standout is Ager, derived from red seaweed, which gels much more firmly than gelatin and holds its shape at room temperature. Super popular in Asian-style jellies and desserts. Then there's pectin, made from fruit peels, like apples and oranges, perfect for jams and fruit jellies. You've also got cantin, another seaweed-based gelling agent, carrageenan, and even chia seeds or glutinous rice flour in certain traditional recipes. Swapping in Ager not only makes your dish vegan, but also gut-friendly, fiber-rich, and cholesterol-free, because your body doesn't have to wrestle with hard-to-digest animal collagen anymore. Plus, let's be real, Ager jelly doesn't have that weird smell or gummy bear chewiness, and it won't give you an existential crisis mid-dessert. So how do you not accidentally eat an animal? First, read the label. Yes, it sounds obvious, but it's crucial. Look for terms like gelatin, bovine collagen, porcine, or even E441, all code names for this uninvited guest. Second, go for products labeled vegan or vegetarian certified. It saves time and detective work. Third, become a suspicious foodie. If something seems oddly firm, bouncy, or suspiciously glossy, trust your gut. Like in every good mystery, if the killer's not visible, check for gelatin. Beyond ethics, gelatin isn't exactly the magical beauty elixir that marketing often promises. Sure, it contains collagen, but your body doesn't absorb it that easily. Studies show gelatin's benefits for skin, hair, nails, or joints are pretty limited, especially if you're not also getting enough vitamin C, zinc, and plant proteins. On the flip side, plant-based foods like soy, lentils, leafy greens, and chia seeds actually help your body make its own collagen, while offering antioxidants that help you age gracefully. No animal parts required. Even more importantly, cutting back on gelatin helps reduce demand on the livestock industry, one of the biggest culprits behind greenhouse gas emissions. Water overuse and deforestation. Small actions like saying no to that gummy candy, choosing gelatin-free yogurt, or baking with Ager can help build a kinder, greener world, one dessert at a time. So if you're following a vegetarian lifestyle for ethical, health, or environmental reasons, gelatin is the undercover villain you'll want to spot and dodge. The best part? You don't have to give up your favorite treats. Just choose the right version. A silky, shiny piece of Ager jelly, cruelty-free and gut-friendly. Sounds like a far better choice than a dessert laced with existential dread. Just remember, going vegetarian isn't a punishment, it's a smart, compassionate choice. And if you care enough not to eat animals, maybe skip their skin and bones too. Yeah? So next time someone offers you Jell-O, go ahead and ask, politely but playfully, is this made from seaweed or from my friend Mr. Pig? If you found this information helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more great tips on veganism and health. 2. Animal rennet. Cheese or a sneaky trap made from calf stomach? You're a vegetarian, you love Western food, and you order a classic brick oven pizza, with a crispy crust, smooth tomato sauce, and, above all, cheese. Lots of cheese. You think to yourself, it's just fermented milk, no meat or fish, definitely vegetarian friendly. But wait, have you ever wondered how milk turns into cheese? And what makes it coagulate, giving it that signature elastic texture? The answer is rennet. And that's where things get a little less friendly for vegetarians. Rennet is an enzyme that helps coagulate milk, separating it into curds, solid milk, and whey, liquid. This process is the foundation for making most types of cheese. But where does rennet come from? In most cases, it comes from the stomach of a young calf. Not just any cow, but a calf, because their stomachs contain the highest amount of chymosin enzyme, which helps them digest their mother's milk. More specifically, the stomach of an undigested calf, usually one that's slaughtered before being weaned, is dried or soaked to extract the enzyme. That's animal rennet. In other words, every time you enjoy an authentic piece of Parmigiano Reggiano, you might be chewing on a little love from the stomach of a calf that no longer lives to tell its story. And here's the cultural shock for many vegetarians: not all cheese is innocent. Many premium cheeses, like Parmesan, Grana Padano, Pecorino Romano, Manchego, Gorgonzola, and Camembert, all use animal rennet to ensure the right flavor, texture, and maturation process. In fact, European cheeses that are DOP certified must use animal rennet to be recognized as authentic. So, if you've ever traveled to Europe, entered a traditional restaurant, and proudly ordered a vegetarian pizza, there's a good chance you just ate indirect meat in a very classy way. So, the question is there any cheese that's truly vegetarian? Good news, yes, and today, there are 3 main options. Microbial rennet cheese. This is an enzyme created from bacteria, yeasts, or molds that have been genetically altered to produce chymosin similar to the natural version. It works just like animal rennet but doesn't require sacrificing any calves. Fermentation-produced chymosin, FPC. This might sound like a college biology lecture, but it's actually a synthetic enzyme produced through biotechnology, and it has absolutely nothing to do with animals. Most modern cheese factories are gradually switching to this. Fully vegan cheese. These are cheeses that contain no dairy, made from cashews, almonds, soy, coconut, or nutritional yeast. The taste? Getting better all the time. The texture? Can be sliced, grated, and even melted. And most importantly, no calves are harmed. So, how can you, a serious vegetarian, distinguish between vegetarian cheese and cheese that's not really vegetarian? Simple but not so simple. Read the product label carefully. Look for words like vegetarian rennet, microbial enzymes, or labels like suitable for vegetarians. If it's missing, be cautious. Even popular imported cheeses like Parmesan don't always label it clearly, because they don't have to. In that case, don't hesitate to ask the seller or check the producer's information. A tip: if you see the word traditional or authentic in the cheese's name, there's a high chance it uses animal rennet. And if you're dining at a restaurant, don't shy away from asking the server, is this cheese vegetarian friendly? It might sound a little picky, but trust me, your stomach will thank you. And if the server hesitates and says, probably, just imagine a calf looking at you from afar, asking, are you sure? What about the ethical side? The use of animal rennet is a controversial issue, as it means an animal had to die just to coagulate milk. The cheese industry has long hidden this fact behind the creamy, savory veneer, leading many vegetarians to think that cheese is a safe zone, a sanctuary. But the truth is clear: you can't be meat-free and still consume enzymes from the stomach of a slaughtered calf. Isn't that like being vegetarian but drinking bone broth? In reality, many new or flexitarian vegetarians accept traditional cheese because they think no direct killing. But once you understand where rennet comes from, the choice becomes clearer. The story is not just about the cheese, but the ecosystem behind it, where calves are separated from their mothers early, killed for their stomachs, and their mother's milk is taken to make cheese for humans. A system that makes the phrase comfort food suddenly lose its warmth. Finally, remember, no one is forcing you to give up cheese. But if you've chosen a vegetarian lifestyle for compassion and ethics, switching to vegan cheese, or at least cheese with microbial enzymes, is a small but meaningful step. And if someone tells you, it's just a little enzyme, no big deal, you can respond, if I added a few drops of fish sauce to your coffee, would you be okay with that? Sometimes, just one drop changes the whole value system. Don't miss the next exciting posts. Like and subscribe to the channel to join us on the journey to a healthy vegan lifestyle. 3. Dashi. Sea stock or the razor blade for vegans? Let's start with dashi, a very popular stock in Japanese cuisine, especially in dishes like miso soup, udon, or ramen. Dashi has a distinctive umami flavor that gives dishes a rich, irresistible depth. However, behind that taste lies a story that's not so easy for vegans to swallow. Traditional dashi is made from kombu, seaweed, and katsuobushi, shaved flakes of dried bonito fish, also known as skipjack tuna. The natural sweetness and depth of flavor in dashi mostly come from the katsuobushi, which is seafood-based, making it one of the trickiest offenders. The reason is that many people don't realize that while dashi contains plant-based ingredients, kombu, it still includes seafood in the other part, katsuobushi, which makes it unsuitable for strict vegans. In fact, at many restaurants, dashi can be mixed with fish stock or seafood broth, making it difficult for vegans to enjoy a bowl of miso soup or broth-based dishes. If you're not careful, you could be eating something with a seafood essence, without even realizing it. How to avoid seafood dashi? It's simple: go for vegan dashi. Many brands now produce completely plant-based dashi made only from seaweed or vegetables, replacing katsuobushi with other plant ingredients to retain that umami flavor without the need for seafood. Make sure to read labels and look for terms like vegetarian dashi or vegan dashi when buying. Fish sauce, a salty liquid or a subtle trap for vegans? Surely you've heard of fish sauce, a staple in Vietnamese, Thai, and many other Southeast Asian cuisines. Fish sauce provides a savory, salty taste that enhances dishes like pho, noodles, or seafood, making them more appealing and easy to eat. However, for vegans, fish sauce can be an undercover killer you never saw coming. Fish sauce is made from fish, usually anchovies or other small fish, fermented for months or even years. It's this fermentation process that gives fish sauce its distinct salty taste. And that's also why it's an essential ingredient in many animal-based dishes. Most commercially available fish sauces are made from fish. So if you're vegan, consuming fish sauce could be like accidentally eating fish. Just like dashi, vegan fish sauce is now available on the market. However, it's not a commonly used seasoning. So when eating at restaurants or buying seasonings, you need to be extra careful. Vegan fish sauce is usually made from plant ingredients like soybeans or yeast, giving it a salty flavor similar to traditional fish sauce but without any animal components. You can check the label to ensure that the product is fully vegan. Worcestershire sauce, the party crasher in vegan dishes. Lastly, we can't forget about a familiar condiment to many, Worcestershire sauce. This special sauce is often used in salads, grilled meats, or even cocktails like Bloody Mary. But if you're vegan, you'll need to be cautious because Worcestershire sauce can contain one very unpleasant ingredient for your diet. The key ingredient in Worcestershire sauce is anchovies, a type of seafood used in the traditional recipe to create that salty, savory flavor. Although modern recipes may replace anchovies with plant-based ingredients, not all products clearly label their ingredients. This can lead to vegans accidentally consuming a sauce that's not in line with their dietary principles. If you want to continue enjoying your favorite dishes with the taste of Worcestershire sauce without compromising your vegan diet, look for vegan-friendly options. Many producers now make vegan Worcestershire sauce, replacing anchovies with plant-based ingredients like soybeans, yeast, or pickled vegetables, offering a product that's both tasty and suitable for vegans. Conclusion: no to choose. No to eat vegan. With these 3 condiments, dashi, fish sauce, and Worcestershire sauce, vegans don't need to fear their meals being, secretly, touched by animal products. The key lies in being careful and patient when reading labels, selecting alternatives, and always asking about ingredients when eating out. In reality, when you choose a vegan diet, checking the ingredients of condiments is just as important as avoiding animal-based foods. Don't let a splash of fish sauce or a little dashi unintentionally break your vegan rules. And once you understand the origins of these seasonings, you'll see that keeping your diet pure is an interesting, even creative, journey. You can still order your favorite dishes your way. No need to sacrifice ingredients. Just find the right substitutes. And next time someone asks, "Is this vegan?" you can confidently answer, "Yes, as long as it doesn't have anchovies or veal stomach." Thanks for watching the video. I'm happy to receive 1 like and 1 channel subscription from you. 4. Refined sugar made with animal bones. Sweet or a trap for vegans? If you think that a vegan diet only requires avoiding meat, fish, and animal products, you might have overlooked another sweet enemy, refined sugar. Let me take you on a journey to uncover the truth behind those pristine white sugar crystals you commonly use in coffee, pastries, or tea. You might be surprised, or even disappointed. Refined sugar. Sweet, but deceptive. Refined sugar, a popular sweetener in many dishes, is not always a completely vegan-friendly option. Why? The process of making white sugar from sugarcane or sugar beets sometimes includes a step that not everyone knows about: the use of animal bones. In the refining process, especially with cane sugar, sugar from sugarcane, animal bone char is often used as a filtering agent to bleach the sugar. Bone char is created by heating animal bones, mostly from cows or pigs. And its main purpose is to remove impurities from the sugar, giving the final product a bright white appearance. This process might not be clearly listed on product labels, but it actually makes the final product unsuitable for strict vegans. So, even though you may think you're eating a fully plant-based pastry, the sugar in it might have undergone animal bone filtration without your knowledge. So, how can you tell if sugar was filtered with animal bones? The question arises: how do you avoid sugar that's processed with animal bones? This is a tricky issue for vegans. To determine whether the sugar you're using has been processed with animal bones, you need to pay close attention to some important details. Check the labels. Some sugar producers have started clearly labeling that they don't use animal bones in the sugar refining process. Look for terms like vegan sugar or unrefined sugar. Sugar that hasn't been filtered with animal bones is often labeled as raw sugar or organic sugar. Use alternative sugars. You can switch to alternatives that don't undergo animal bone filtration, such as coconut sugar, plant-based honey alternatives, raw sugar, or organic sugars. These options are not only vegan-friendly but also healthier due to less processing. Organic sugar products. Organic sugar usually doesn't use animal bone char, making it a good choice if you want to avoid animal products entirely. However, some organic sugars may still be processed with bone char, so you still need to check labels carefully. An old story, but still a warning: sweet sugar with animal bones. It might sound like an artistic process and rather complex, but in reality, this issue is crucial for vegans. Sugar, commonly known as a key ingredient in many sweet treats, hides a big problem when you choose a vegan lifestyle. The so-called white refined sugar involves a production process you wouldn't expect. And if you're not careful, you might unknowingly consume animal bones. However, there's good news for vegans. Sugar can still be sweet without relying on animal bones. Nowadays, there are many alternatives to refined sugar, such as raw sugar, coconut sugar, maple syrup, or other organic sugars. These options are not only safe for a vegan diet but are also better for your health since they contain fewer impurities and are not subjected to harmful refining processes. How to enjoy sweetness without worrying. Surely you don't want to worry about the source of the sugar in your pastry or sweetened coffee every time you enjoy a treat. Therefore, the best way to ensure you're consuming vegan sugar is to always choose products labeled as vegan or organic and avoid refined sugars of unclear origin. Raw sugars, coconut sugar, plant-based honey substitutes, or maple syrup are all great choices not only for a vegan diet but also for your health. Conclusion: pure sweetness. No one wants to be deceived by sweetness without knowing its true origin. When following a vegan diet, understanding the products and their production methods will help you avoid unexpected surprises. Don't let a bit of untraceable sugar turn you into someone who compromises their own vegan principles. Sugar can be sweet, but true sweetness comes from smart and informed choices. Make sure that every time you indulge in a sweet treat, you're choosing the right path for your health and ethics. Like what you just read? Like and subscribe to the channel now to explore more amazing vegan tips with us. 5. Lard in canned soup, refried beans, and tortillas. A sweet choice or non-vegan foods. When you decide to go vegan, the first thing most people think about is avoiding meat and fish. But what about canned products or processed foods? Are they always safe for a vegan diet? The answer is not always. A classic example is canned soups, refried beans, and tortillas. Foods that seem simple but can contain an ingredient many vegans don't expect: lard. Canned soup. When convenience food contains lard. One of the most popular canned products loved by many is canned soup. It's convenient, easy to prepare, and store. However, if you're vegan, it's crucial to check the ingredients carefully. While some soups may be made from vegetables and plant-based ingredients, not all of them are. Lard can be added to soup to enhance flavor and provide richness. While lard gives a smooth texture and a distinct taste, it's an ingredient that vegans definitely want to avoid. Be cautious with soups that list lard in the ingredients. And if it's unclear, it's best to choose products labeled as vegan or cook your own soup at home to ensure it's completely plant-based. Refried beans. Definitely not a vegan option. You've probably enjoyed refried beans in Mexican or Tex-Mex dishes. This dish typically has a smooth texture, rich flavor, and pairs well with tacos, burritos, or nachos. However, if you're vegan, you need to check the ingredients because lard can often be used to add fat to the beans. Though the name, refried beans, might make you think the dish only includes beans and spices, many producers add lard to enhance flavor and texture. This makes refried beans a non-vegan option. To avoid this, look for refried beans labeled as vegetarian or vegan, or simply make your own at home using plant oils like olive oil or canola oil instead of lard. Tortillas. Don't let lard sneak into this classic dish. Tortillas are a staple in many cuisines, especially in Mexican, Spanish, and Latin American dishes. They're used to make tacos, burritos, quesadillas, and other tasty treats. However, one of the pitfalls you may encounter when eating tortillas is lard. Although tortilla ingredients are generally simple: flour, water, and salt, many producers add lard to the recipe to achieve softness and a signature flavor. This makes tortillas non-vegan, especially when buying pre-packaged tortillas from the store. However, not all tortillas contain lard. You can find vegan options or make your own tortillas at home using plant-based oils to ensure your diet remains fully vegan and healthy. Why is lard in these products? So why is lard in these products if they're not meant to be meat dishes? Lard not only adds fat but also enhances flavor. In traditional dishes like refried beans or tortillas, lard is an easily accessible, inexpensive ingredient that provides a unique taste loved by many. Especially in Mexican cuisine and Latin American cooking, lard is commonly used in frying, cooking, and food preparation. However, with the rise of vegan and plant-based diets, consumers are becoming more aware of choosing plant-based ingredients to replace animal fats. Plant oils like olive oil, canola oil, coconut oil, and even vegan butter are gradually replacing lard in food preparation, not only for vegans but also for those who want to live a healthier lifestyle. Solution: vegan alternatives to lard. If you're vegan and want to enjoy soups, refried beans, or tortillas without worrying about lard, here are some tips. Choose products labeled vegan. Many products are now specially made for vegans, so make sure to check the labels to ensure there's no animal fat. Cook at home. If you want your refried beans, tortillas, or soup to be fully vegan, cook them at home. Use plant-based oils like olive oil, coconut oil, or avocado oil to replace animal fats. Research product origins. Some manufacturers may not clearly list lard as an ingredient in prepared products, so it's best to check the product details from reliable sources or choose products from reputable brands. Conclusion: Safely prepare vegan meals. Whether it's canned soup, refried beans, or tortillas, these convenient foods may not be fully vegan if they contain lard. However, with a little care in reading labels and choosing the right ingredients, you can still enjoy these foods without worrying about animal fats. Remember, a vegan diet isn't just about food choices, it's a way to live healthily and protect animals. So don't let non-vegan foods sneak into your meals. Veganism isn't just about avoiding meat and fish. It's also about paying attention to hidden ingredients in processed products. Checking labels carefully is the key to protecting your health and staying true to your vegan commitment. Keep going on your vegan journey wisely. For yourself and for the planet. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to explore more useful tips and insights on veganism with us.